Hey everybody, Wade Bloodgood here with the universemademedoit.com, and just wanted to not just share but ask a question to females. And it could apply to males as well, but let's just say you're in a relationship with a man and this man says that he loves you and he can't live without you and all he wants to do is be by you, and this man basically says you're stupid, he says your mom is stupid, he says you're retarded, he says all kinds of mean derogatory things to you, and at the same time, within 2 sentences of tearing you down, can turn around and tell you how much that person loves you and how they need you in their life or want you to be in their life, and then the next 2 minutes they're telling you that they're breaking up with you, you ain't breaking up with them, ha 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 ha, I'm the winner here, you lose, I'm right, you're wrong, look at how fucked up you are, you're crazy, you're this, oh but, and then 2 minutes later, oh but I want to be with you, I want to work it out with you, I'm sorry, I take responsibility for the mistakes that I'm making. And then 2 minutes later, the person once again saying mean things to you, putting you down. Let's just say also the same particular type of boyfriend says that he's paid the bills. Oh, I paid the electric bill, I paid the rent on time, I paid the water bill, and then come to find out that you're getting an eviction notice because rent hasn't been being paid on time every single month for 5 months. Bills weren't being paid on time every month for 5 months, and then all of a sudden you realize that this person hasn't been telling the truth, but that whole time that you believed every word that person said because you had no reason to doubt them. But then they started to show you reasons to doubt them because they couldn't keep up with their own lies, because they're pathologically lying every single day to you about what the truth is, and they're pathologically lying to everybody that will listen to them, and hearing just a one-sided story from their perspective of they're just the bee's knees doing everything. And it's not that they won't admit that I'm not perfect, but the fact is they're not doing anything to try to fix, or try to not fix, but just to even try to change or admit. They can admit, oh yeah, I'm not perfect, but they're not willing to admit that they're putting people down. They're not willing to admit they're abusive. They're not willing to admit that they haven't paid their bills on time. They're willing to continue the lies within themselves that it's true, that it's true, that it's true. And every time you might say something to them, being their girlfriend, they can't handle it and they say, well, I'm not listening to this, and they hang up on you on the phone. And then, or they stomp off to their room and they go to bed and they pout and they punish you in different ways. And or how about, like, for instance, this same type of boyfriend, he says, oh yeah, I like the house to be clean, I like it clean, I like this, I like that. But then when you watch that person in action, unless you're the one doing the cleaning, they aren't doing that. They let the animals pee and poop on the ground, put things over it so they don't have to deal with it right now. I'm just wondering, like, how many women or men have dealt with a partner like this, where, you can't believe anything they say over time. You realize that it's all just a facade, this relationship, and it's no surprise that there hasn't been problems. Now, sometimes we meet up with people in our lives and we're dating people like that because we ourselves have problems, right? But sometimes as we start to deal with our problems and the other person isn't, because they might be problematic, but they're function problematic instead of a non-functioning problematic, that they feel like their problem isn't as big of a deal, and that it's all you, and it's easy to blame you, and in the meanwhile, they ride off in the sunset, basically saying, fuck you, I'm the winner. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about being in a relationship with somebody that might act that way? What do you think about being in a relationship with somebody that can't admit to their faults or their flaws, or the things that they've got going on that are just not desirable for anybody to be around or deal with on any level? And how many of you have experienced this type of relationship? Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody that is just constantly telling lies, somebody that berates you and then 5 minutes later is telling you how great you are and how much they love you, and then 2 minutes later they're telling you you're fucking retarded, and then 5 minutes later they're saying your mom's just as fucking dumb as you are, and you know, that you don't do this and you don't do that and all the things that they do and don't do. How many of you have been in this type of relationship? I'd love to hear from you and know, like, what have you been dealing with these type of people? Or have you even been dealing with these type of people? I'm interested in knowing. What do you got for me?